Hello human. Today, what is a top? And how does it work? Colors flowing through noise. Procedural. Animated. Alive. No files. No plugins. Just tops. You will build this before this video ends. You open TouchDesigner. You want to create visuals, images, videos, effects, something you can see. But 150 operators stare back. Names you do not recognize. Functions you cannot guess. Where do you even start? Top family. The answer to that question. Pixels. Textures. The visual layer. Where ideas become visible. This is not a list of features. This is understanding. The difference matters. Let me show you. Part 1. What is a top? TOP, texture operator. Forget this name. Remember this instead. A top works with pixels. Millions of them. Each pixel has color. Red, green, blue, alpha. 4 numbers. 4 channels. Alpha is transparency. 0. Invisible. 1. Fully visible. Everything between. Partially there. This matters later. Compositing. Masking. Layering. All depend on alpha. 1920 times 1080. Over 2 million pixels. 60 times per second. Over 120 million calculations. Every single second. Your CPU cannot do this. Few cores. Maybe 8. Maybe 16. One task after another. Complex operations. But sequential. Your GPU can. Thousands of cores. Simple math. But all at once. Parallel processing. This is why tops are fast. This is why visuals are real-time. First understanding. Complete. Tops work with pixels. GPU makes it possible. Part 2. Resolution. Resolution sounds simple. It is. But misunderstanding it costs hours. How many pixels wide? How many pixels tall? That is resolution. 1280 by 720. HD. 1920 by 1080. Full HD. 3840 by 2160. 4K, more pixels. More detail. But here is what most miss. 4K is not twice as many pixels. 4K is 4 times as many. Double the width. Double the height. Width times height. 4 times the work. Your GPU. 4 times busier. Your frame rate. 4 times lower. This matters. Every top has resolution settings. Common page. Resolution parameter. Input. Uses previous resolution. Your default. Most of the time. Custom. You define the size. For source tops. The start of your chain. Eighth. Quarter. Half. Fractions of input. For blur. For effects. Process smaller. Scale later. Important warning. Non-commercial license. Maximum 1280 by 1280. Higher resolution requires paid license. For learning. Enough. For professional work. Budget accordingly. Part 3. Pixel formats. Every pixel stores color as numbers. But how precise are these numbers? Bit depth. Most skip this. Then wonder why gradients look bad. 8-bit fixed. 0 to 255. 256 steps of brightness. Standard photos. Standard video. For input. Fine. For processing. Problem. You see steps. Banding. Dark gradients. Subtle colors. 8-bit fails. 16-bit float. Thousands of steps. Smooth gradients. Always. But float means more than smooth. Values can go below 0. Values can go above 1. 8-bit cuts off. Pure black. Pure white. Gone. 16-bit float keeps everything. This is why professionals use 16-bit. My default should be yours. 32-bit float. Extreme precision. When pixels are not color. When pixels are data. Position. Velocity. Forces. Advanced technique. Millions of particles. Controlled by pixels. For later videos. For now. Know it exists. Pixel format parameter. 8-bit for input. 16-bit for processing. 32-bit for data. When in doubt. 16-bit. Your gradients will thank you. Pro tip. Beginners set everything to 4K. Then wonder why TouchDesigner crawls. Professionals think differently. Process at low resolution. Scale up at the end. 1080p for blur. For color. For effects. 1 resolution top. 4K output. At the very end. Same visual quality. Half the GPU load. Sometimes less. The GPU is powerful. But not infinite. Every pixel costs. Spend wisely. Proof of concept. Everything you learned. Now in action. Resolution. Pixel format. Animation. All in one project. Let us build. Press tab. Type ramp. Create ramp top. Common page first. This is where everything starts. Resolution. Custom. 1280 by 1280. Square format. Within non-commercial limits. We learned this. Input smoothness. Nearest pixel. No interpolation. Clean edges. Precise colors. Pixel format. 32-bit float RGB. Maximum precision. No banding. We learned this too. Now the ramp page. This is where ramp becomes special. Choose 3 colors from the color bar. Any colors you want. Your choice. Your artwork. Ramp creates gradients between colors. Not just black to white. Any colors. Procedural. Infinite variation. 0 files. Phase. 0. Period. 0.52. This controls how the gradient repeats. Extend left. Mirror. Extend right. Same as left. The gradient reflects at edges. Symmetrical patterns emerge. The gradient is beautiful, but static. Predictable. We need movement. Distortion. Displace top. Create it. Connect ramp to input 0. This is what gets distorted. But distorted by what? Noise top. Create it. This will control the distortion. Period. 2. Larger patterns. Less chaotic. Harmonic spread. 0.6 adds complexity. Multiple frequencies. Amplitude. 0.3 moderate variation. Not overwhelming. Transform page. Translate Z. Type this expression. Abs time.seconds times 0.3. The noise animates through 3D space. Z-axis moves through time. Infinite variation. No loops. Ever. This expression drives everything. Time becomes movement. Movement becomes life. Before we connect. Important parameter. Output drop down. Currently set to output. This means noise outputs its own pattern. The alternatives. Input times noise. Multiplies your input with the noise pattern. Areas darken where noise is dark. Input minus noise. Subtracts noise from input. Creates different contrast patterns. Input plus noise. Adds noise to input. Brightens the overall image. We want output. Pure noise pattern. This drives the displacement cleanly. No interference from other inputs. Connect noise to displace input 1. Watch what happens. The ramp colors flow. Pushed and pulled by animated noise. Organic. Alive. Your 3 colors. Dancing through procedural distortion. Level top next. Connect to displace. This is for color grading. Fine tuning. Brightness. Contrast. Gamma. Every project needs final adjustment. Level is where it happens. Leave default for now. Adjust later to taste. Null top. Connect to level. your reference point, your output, your finished texture. We will build on this in future videos. Same project, more complexity. 5 tops, ramp, noise, displace, level, null, everything you learned, resolution, set intentionally, 1280 by 1280, pixel format, 32-bit for precision, expression animation, time drives movement, all in one project. Now experiment. Change ramp colors, different palette, different mood, change noise period, smaller value, more chaotic detail, larger value, smoother flows, change noise amplitude, more distortion, or less, change the expression multiplier, 0.1 for slower, 0.5 for faster, same 5 tops, endless variations. This is generative art. This is what you saw at the start, colors flowing through noise, procedural, animated, alive, 5 tops, 0 files. Now you know how and why you built this. Top family, part 1, complete. What you now understand. Pixels, RGBA, 4 channels, millions, processed by GPU, resolution, more pixels, more work, process small, scale at n, bit depth, 8 for input, 16 for quality. Float preserves what you cannot see yet. 3 concepts. Foundation for everything visual in TouchDesigner. 10 minutes ago. 150 operators. Overwhelming. Now, you understand the visual layer. More than many who never take time. But knowing what a top is, that is start. Knowing which tops matter, that is power. 150 operators. You will use maybe 12 regularly. Which 12? Next video. The essential tops. The ones I reach for first. On Patreon. Tools, templates, project files, for those who build instead of search. Link below. If you have questions, write in the comments. If not, subscribe. If this helped, costs nothing, changes everything. Never trust robots. Go create.